All right, what's up? My name is Sean. I am a six-figure entrepreneur from California. I just turned 21 on Sunday. I kind of just wanted to make this video to kind of just show like everything I've learned about sales and my whole entrepreneurship journey so far. Hopefully this helps someone out there. I know it's not easy. It's a grind. It's like everybody makes it out. It's like the perfect scenario. It's like, oh, you got to be disciplined. And it's like, you got to do all these things. But the reality is just like, it's hard and you're going to procrastinate. You're going to have shitty days and you're going to have more shitty days than you are, days that are wins. But if you work really hard and hopefully you have it easier than I did, hopefully, you will reach some success. And I know that if you work hard enough and you will do it long enough, you will. So my journey so far, I'm in e-commerce and I'm in sales. Sales is kind of the thing that I never really took seriously until about 6 or 7 months ago. But since I started to take it seriously, I really saw that how relevant it actually was and how great it actually is. So I was able to do about $400,000 cash collected in the past 3 to 4 months. I think it's actually more than that, but just as proof that I'm actually like legit. I guess I'll just run you guys through a quick commission. Fuck, why is this shit so? All right, I'm gonna just walk you guys through my commission sheets, just to show you guys kind of like I guess like that I'm actually like legit. I'm not just fucking faking this stuff. So, if you guys take a look at here, I'm just gonna show you the past 4 months because in the past 4 months is pretty much when I started closing. Before that, I was doing setting. So, with setting, I did pretty well. So I'm not gonna go over that today though, because when most people think of sales, they think of closing, right? So, here's my closing commission like list. So, as you can see, cash collected for this section or this specific thing, I did it a little bit differently where I did a bunch the same offer. I did a bunch of different sales. So I did high ticket, I did, some low ticket, I did some mid-tier stuff as well. But here's the rundown basically. So from this section, we did about 20. I'm not going to add everything up, but if someone wants to tally it up, yeah, I guess you can if you want. So it's 21,000 here on this list. Then you add up this is about 1750. It's about like 23,000 plus 18,000 because we also did high ticket, 15,000 for this close. So it's going to be about 40, something like that, maybe like mid 40s. And this one was like 40, and you added 19. This was 19,000. This is 1,200. 32,000 and closes here. This is, as I said, sometimes we have, I wouldn't call this high ticket. There was one high ticket close for 9,000. But the other stuff was more like mid ticket, I guess. April, this was 22,000 here as well. So generally, like with this specific section, renewals, it's gonna hover around 20, 30,000 and cash collected. Um, and so here it's 16,000. From here, it's some high ticket. So I know it seems kind of weird because it's like what the fuck? This guy only does like 22,000 cash collected here. How does he get up to like 400,000? Because I've done about $400,000 in cash collected in the past few months. So I'm able to get to that because I do a bunch of high ticket. And the high ticket, I like right here is like 36, like 41,000, so it's like double what this is, even though this seems like a lot more. So, it's about 400,000. Oh, I mean, I'll show you guys this one as well. May commissions, May has not ended yet. We still have about, what, 8 days left. So far, 17,000 on the month. This stuff, it's actually looking a pretty hot month. So this stuff should all add up to about, um, I want to say around 40, 50,000. So we're almost hitting the 100,000 mark this month. So we have about 8 days left for that. So that is the commission kind of thing. So yeah. So now I kind of just want to talk about my main learnings over the few months that I've been doing sales, and I've done quite well. I mean, this specific offer is, kind of where I really succeeded in. All my other offers I've done, if you're wondering, I've done door to door, I've done cold calling. I've been through it all. I've been through the fucking trenches. And it sucks and it's hard. And if you're in sales, it's like when you're cold calling and you call 100 people and you get one person who picks up and they fucking completely shit on you and that's your entire day right there. That shit sucks. I mean, if you do door to door, right? If you're knocking on doors and you're talking to people and it's like, they don't want to talk to you. It's like the whole area has been knocked. People hate you for some reason. It's like it sucks. I know. But that's the way it is. And it's like if you grind through that, eventually you'll be able to be in an offer where I am, where it's like it actually like everything paid off. Everything I learned for the past three, four offers, like I've been able to apply to the offer I have now. So anyway, the few points that I want to talk about today, just in terms of what I've learned, are going to be the offer is everything. And here's like my little notebook, you know. So I've got kind of the main things I want to talk about. So number one, offer is everything. Number two, sales is about helping. And number three is just business is hard. So let's get into it. So number one, offer is everything, right? I can't explain how important your offer is. Okay. The best way I can really break it down is using this metaphor. Okay. So imagine that you're a race car driver, or you're just driving cars, right? And I put you in a Lamborghini, and you're not, keep in mind, you're not that good of a driver. You're okay. You're decent at driving, right? You know how to drive. It's not like you're going to crash or anything. But then I put you, who's an average driver, in a Lamborghini, right? And I put you against another driver. Let's just say that that driver is Lewis Hamilton, right? But I put Lewis Hamilton, and if you don't know who Lewis Hamilton is, he's like super good F1 driver. It's ridiculous. Um, but I put Lewis Hamilton in like a Toyota Camry, right? Now, if you go in a straight race, a straight line, right? Who's gonna win the race? And the answer is you are. Even though you're not as good of a driver as Lewis Hamilton, because you're in that much better of a vehicle, you are going to beat Lewis Hamilton all day. And that's how sales is, and that's how offers work. You can be a decent salesman, an amazing offer, and you will perform amazing. You'll make like $20,000, $30,000 a month, right? You could be a great salesman in a very average offer, and you'll make like six to $8,000. And yes, it is that big of a difference, and you might wonder why. Well, it's like that's just how it is, and just keep that in mind when you're in sales and realize when you're starting out, don't worry too much about the offer. Just focus on getting your reps in. When you genuinely feel like you're getting better, and you'll know when you're getting better because you're going to start closing a lot more people, then start to look into better offers and start putting yourself more out there. But in the beginning, you shouldn't really worry about that. So if you feel like you're a good salesman and you are not making as much money as you want to be, really think about the offer that you're in because that's probably the thing that's inhibiting you. Okay. Next, so sales is about helping. This is the biggest thing ever. If you understand this, you're going to kill it in sales. Like this is the main thing of sales. If you understand this, you apply this. This is like a golden fucking nugget. Okay. Sales is just about helping people. And you might think like what? Like sales is helping people? Like what are you talking about? You have to understand, right? The best, like think about what sales fundamentally is, right? How do you get someone to buy something? And it's very simple. People buy things. Like think about when you buy something, right? If I put a Ferrari in front of you for $10,000, you would buy that for instantly. But think about why. It's because you feel like you're getting more than what you're paying for. Obviously, we all know Ferraris are worth more than 10 grand, right? They're worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. You know that you stand to gain more from buying that Ferrari for 10,000 than than it actually like costs because you can sell it or something like that, right? So that's why, and that's fundamentally what sales is. Sales is just establishing that. Sales is just establishing that you are getting more than what you pay for. You are selling a Ferrari for $10,000. That's what you're doing in sales, right? And that's what selling is about. And people buy when they realize that. People buy when they realize that, they're getting the Ferrari for 10K. So you have to realize that, and it's like every single time you sell, you should keep in mind that this person, think about what makes the most sense for that person, right? And think about in their situation whether it's genuinely worth it for them to buy whatever you're selling. And if you can paint the picture to the point where it actually makes sense and they are going to make a return on their investment, that's when they're going to buy. That's my entire sales philosophy. It's just helping people understand that. And look, with that, right, with that in mind, yes, you there are going to be people who don't actually understand. Like there are going to be people who it doesn't make sense for, right? What you're selling them doesn't make any sense for them to do. And for those kinds of people, you have to let them go. You have to be like, okay, like fuck, like I can't sell this person because it just doesn't make sense for them to buy. Like I wouldn't buy it if I were them. And when you don't sell those kinds of people who it generally doesn't make sense for, it's going to rest a lot easier on your conscience and it's going to align with your sales philosophy, which is just to help people, right? So, and also another metaphor I like to make is just think about that time when you had a friend, right? And you, the friend was just they're in a bad position in life. You're trying to give them advice. You're generally trying to tell them what, you think is best for them, right? And when you tell them what you think is best, you give them your advice. Think about the passion you have in your voice. Think about that fucking passion. Why do you have that passion? Because you want to help them. You want what's best for them. If you carry that attitude into sales, if you're able to replicate the same energy from helping your friend into sales, you will fucking kill it. If you're not succeeding with sales right now, that's why. It's because you're not thinking like that. Okay? So do that. Last thing, business is fucking hard. Business is really hard. I don't know if you're doing sales. I don't care if you're doing sales, e-com, whatever. Business is really hard. And you might think that, oh my God, like, I can't get out of bed today, right? And it's like, it sucks. And I'm so tired. But guess what? That's normal. Everybody has those hard days. And you might think like, what's wrong with me a lot of time? Because that's at least how I felt, right? When I started out business, and even now sometimes I think to myself like, what's wrong with me? Like a lot of times I don't feel motivated. A lot of times I don't feel happy. And a lot of times I fuck up. Like I get undisciplined a lot of the time, Like sometimes like I wake up at 4 a.m., right? And I like sometimes I'm not able to do that every day. I'm not gonna lie. Like today, this morning, I made an excuse. I won't even lie. Like I woke up at 4 and then I have an accountability coach. Um, and I basically what I do is she wakes me up and today like I got woken up and I made the excuse to myself like I'm just gonna do some more work, right? And then instead of going to the gym, I'm gonna go to the gym at in the afternoon because I wake up, I go to the gym, and then I come back and I get work done, right? So I was like, all right, I'm just gonna wake up, I'm gonna go to the gym after, and today, I'm just not gonna do it. Today I'm just gonna work first and I'll go to the gym later, right? And that, like I actually made that excuse. I convinced myself to believe that, even though I've been down this path like 5 times, like more than 5 times, like 10, 20, 30, 40 times probably at this point. And I lied to myself and I said, hey, like, I just made the same excuse I always do and I fucked up. But you have to realize like that's like it happens to everybody, and you're not alone. And I know I'm not alone when that happens to me. Even though I feel like absolute shit about doing it, all I can focus on is just doing better. And I know I will do better. I just like that's something that I need to work on. I don't have it fully figured out yet. And trust me, like a lot of people, like you guys might see gurus online who seem like they have it all figured out. They might have Lambos and Ferraris and whatever, and they seem like, oh my God, their life is perfect, bro. Their life is not perfect. Like, no, like I'm telling you, 99% of the problems you have, there's probably another person going through it. The difference is that just you think you're special because you have those problems, and you're not special. And that's a good thing because it goes to show that you're human, right? You're normal. And those are normal human problems that everybody has to go through. But the good thing is there's an ends to it, right? If you're having that problem, I guarantee you there's somebody who solved it. Most people, like everybody who you're aspiring to be, probably went through the same thing, right? So there's a solution. You just gotta kind of push through, figure it out, and do it, you know? So yeah, that's kind of just what I want to cover. It's like, these three things, and it's like the last part is really important. Just understand that if you don't feel like doing it, if you don't feel motivated, if you don't feel consistently happy, right? It's normal. It's normal. And if you feel like life is just you feel like kind of disassociated from reality, like, because that's at least how I feel. It's like I think back to the time when I was a kid, and when I was a kid, I would just feel like super, like I felt more in tune with things, go outside and enjoy nature, and I would see nature for what it really was, and I was like, okay, like it's just a completely different feeling. And when I think to myself now about how I feel when I go outside or I look at the things that I used to look at when I was a kid, it doesn't feel the same. And it feels like everything is just lost substance, and I feel more numb, you know? And I feel like I'm going on a rant right now where it's like I'm just talking about me, but I just want you guys to know that it's normal. And I've talked to a lot of my, buddies who make a lot more money than I do, and they go through the same thing. So just know it's okay. And there's somebody out there who's going through the same thing that you are right now. And if they keep going, they're gonna eventually solve it. They're gonna eventually figure it out. And it's the same for you. So don't give up. Okay? Anyway, I genuinely wish you guys the best of luck on your journey as an entrepreneur. Um, Trust me, I know it's not easy, but if you push through, you will see results. I didn't know that I was gonna see results when I first started. I didn't know that. Okay. But now looking back and looking at everybody that's around me that has achieved results, nobody really expected this to happen. Everybody kind of went down the same path as me and maybe like the stage you're at. Like I went through the stages of starting, trying it for a really long time, and then eventually finding some success, right? Maybe you're in the starting it stage, maybe you're in the trying it stage, right? Um, Whatever stage you're in, just know there is an end. There is an end, and it will come eventually. You just need to keep pushing through. Just imagine life is like an angel, right, looking over you. You just gotta trust the process, trust life, because I guarantee what you're going through now, you're going through for a reason. So, yeah. Anyway, I guess if you guys enjoyed this, like, subscribe, comment. If you need any advice, I'm happy to answer any questions. I don't know if you guys see that. I have a LeBron James um, poster that covers my entire wall back there. Um, and if you don't know what that means, like a lot of people come to my room and they're like, "What the fuck does that mean? Like where LeBron happens? Isn't that Ohio, not Miami? Because LeBron happened in Ohio, if you know what I mean? Because like he was born there. Um, where greatness happens. So obviously it wasn't that great this morning. Went back to sleep. But hopefully, I hope I'll figure it out, and I hope you do too. So, deuces.